My girlfriend laughed and said, "What are you gonna do, break up with me?" after I caught her texting her ex. I didn't say a word. Just walked to the bedroom and started packing. She stopped laughing when she saw what I was putting in the suitcase. I 29M have been dating Jess 28F for almost 3 years. We lived together for 2. From the outside, we looked like a normal couple, weekend brunches, mutual friends, travel photos, even a plant we pretended was our baby. But inside the walls of our apartment, something had been off for months. I just couldn't quite put my finger on it. Until last Friday night. We were sitting on the couch, some Netflix documentary droning in the background. Jess was scrolling on her phone, smirking at something. I leaned over, not to snoop, but just to be close. That's when I saw it. A notification from someone named Ryan Blueheart. Ryan was her ex. The one she said was completely out of the picture. The one she swore she blocked. The one I had a gut feeling never really left. I didn't say anything at first. Just kept my eyes on the screen as her thumbs flew over the keyboard. She was typing. "Don't worry. He doesn't suspect anything, lol." When she noticed me staring, her smirk faded for half a second. Then she laughed. "Are you serious right now?" she said. "What are you gonna do? Break up with me?" And then she laughed again. Loud. Dismissive. Like the very idea of me standing up for myself was a joke. I didn't say a word. I stood up. Walked down the hallway to the bedroom. Opened the closet and pulled out my old navy blue Samsonite suitcase. The one I hadn't used since our trip to Colorado a year ago. That's when she stopped laughing. "What are you doing?" she asked, suddenly more alert. I didn't answer. Just opened drawers. Grabbed what I needed. Socks. Shirts. My charger. The envelope of emergency cash I kept taped to the inside of my nightstand drawer. She didn't even know it existed. She followed me into the room. "Wait, are you serious right now?" I zipped the suitcase shut. "Okay, calm down," she said, her tone shifting. "It was just texting. It didn't mean anything." I was bored. I finally looked at her. "I'm not." Then I walked past her, suitcase rolling behind me, my keys already in hand. I didn't slam the apartment door, I closed it so quietly Jess had to follow me into the hallway to be sure I was really leaving. Her socks skidded on the hardwood as she caught up. "Tom, stop. Let's talk." No answer. I hit the elevator button. The hum of the cables was the only reply. "Fine, you want everything spelled out?" She crossed her arms. I was lonely. "You've been working late every night." Ryan texted first. It was stupid. Her voice bounced between anger and panic like she hadn't decided which one might make me stay. The elevator arrived with a chime. I stepped in. She flung an arm to block the doors. "At least tell me where you're going." "To a place where my girlfriend doesn't laugh at the idea of losing me." She blinked. That landed. I crashed on my best friend Marco's couch. He and I had been roommates before Jess. The second I wheeled my suitcase and he handed me a beer and said, "So the Ryan thing finally blew up?" He'd spotted red flags months ago but waited for me to see them myself. That stung, but friends who'll let you fail at your own speed are the ones you keep. Marco's living room futon smelled like Doritos and old gym socks, but the silence felt clean. I powered off my phone, no dramatic red receipts, no chance for Jess's apologies to rewrite my anger. By morning I decided 2 things. 1. Evidence first, emotions second. Jess could spin any narrative if I let her. Screenshots don't lie. 2. No half measures. If I went back it would only be to collect what was legally mine. I drove to a cafe with decent Wi-Fi and logged onto our shared cell phone account. Yes, I still paid that bill. One export later and every text she'd sent for the past 90 days sat in a tidy PDF. Ryan Bluehart was practically a co-author of her daily life. Wish you were the one sharing this bed. He's sweet but boring. When his promotion hits, I'll finally have the down payment. Boring? Promotion? Down payment? She'd been building an exit strategy on my dime. I emailed the file to two places, my personal Gmail and a fresh account only Marco knew about. Insurance. Our apartment lease had both our names, but the furniture receipts were a different story, my credit card, my money. I opened a shared Google Doc titled, Split Assets, and listed every item I'd paid for down to the Le Creuset Dutch oven Jess just had to have. Marco leaned over my shoulder. You sure you want to fight for the Dutch oven? I'm not fighting, I said. I'm itemizing. If she wants it, fine, she can Venmo me retail plus tax. He let out a whistle. Cold. Boundaries, I corrected. That evening I finally powered my phone on. 10 missed calls, 12 voicemails, a flood of texts ranging from "we need to talk" to "you're overreacting." I called back on speaker with Marco present. Jess answered on the first ring. Thank God. Look, I messed up, but can you please come home so we can talk in person? Sure, I said. I'll be by tomorrow at noon to collect my things. I'll bring a friend and a U-Haul. Please have everything from the list ready. What list? I shared a Google document. Click as she checked. Silence. Then, you're taking the bed? The TV? That's petty. Petty was lying to my face while planning a future with someone else. Noon, Jess. Before she could escalate, I hung up. Marco's eyebrows shot up. Dude. Savage. I'm done negotiating myself. Respect. Lying on the futon, I finally felt the emotional crash landing. Anger is a high-octane fuel, but exhaustion seeps in when the adrenaline fades. I wasn't just losing a relationship. I was losing the future I'd storyboard in my head. A proposal next spring, maybe a townhouse after that. Poof. At 2 a.m. I opened my laptop and started a note titled Things I Ignored. She hit her phone the minute I entered a room. Her girls' nights increased every time I took overtime shifts. She scoffed when friends got engaged. Like commitment was a punchline. Writing it hurt, but it turned fog into facts. By the last bullet I felt lighter. Facts are solid ground. Lies are quicksand. Morning sunlight cut through Marco's blinds, hitting me like a spotlight. Today was moving day. I printed the list and rented a box truck. Marco texted two friends. They agreed to be witnesses in case Jess tried to twist the story. Before we left, I took a deep breath and recorded a 15-second video. Walking in at 11:58 am, Saturday, July 12th, here's the inventory list. All furniture purchased by me. A time-stamped breadcrumb for any future dispute. I was no longer the guy who swallowed disrespect because confrontation felt scary. I was the guy driving a U-Haul toward a clean slate. I checked my mirror. Marco flashed a thumbs up from the passenger seat. The apartment loomed 4 blocks ahead and Jess was waiting. The apartment building looked exactly the same as it had 2 days ago, only now it felt like enemy territory. Jess was already standing outside when the U-Haul pulled up. She wore her "don't make a scene" face, a fake calm with just enough mascara to look innocent. I stepped out with Marco and 2 of his friends, Darren and Lexi, both calm, reasonable, and fully briefed. Jess's eyes flicked between them. You brought people? No audience. Just witnesses, I said, handing her a printed copy of the asset list. This should go fast if everything's packed. She didn't move. I thought you were bluffing. I was quiet. That's different. We walked in. The apartment still smelled like her vanilla candles and the damn lavender diffuser I always hated. But I wasn't here to reminisce. I was here to reclaim. The living room was untouched, nothing packed, no boxes, no effort. You said noon, I said. Jess folded her arms. I didn't think you'd actually follow through. I turned to Marco. Start with the bedroom. Take photos before you move anything. Then to Jess. Everything on that list is mine. If you want to contest an item, you can Venmo me what I paid. Receipts are included. Her voice cracked. This is so cold, Tom. You lied for months, Jess. I'm just sorting trash from treasure. The mattress was still unmade. Her phone charger lay tangled beside my old books. Books she'd never touched unless it made her look smarter on Instagram. She tried again. I didn't sleep with him, okay? It was emotional, not physical. I paused, looked her dead in the eye. So you gave him your feelings and gave me your leftovers. Got it. Silence. You really don't believe in forgiveness? I believe in honesty. You want forgiveness? Start with the guy you emotionally cheated with. Marco walked out carrying the air fryer and my La Cruzette. Got the essentials, he joked. Jess shot him a look. This is so immature. You're punishing me for a mistake. No, I said. I'm protecting myself from a pattern. As we loaded the truck, someone buzzed the apartment. Jess froze. Then muttered, "Don't." I raised an eyebrow. Walked over. The intercom read, Ryan M. Of course. Jess lunged for the buzzer. It's not what you think, he's just dropping off my scarf. I didn't ask him to. You invited him. Or he wouldn't be here. I opened the door. Ryan walked in with way too much confidence for someone who had helped ruin a 3-year relationship. He said awkwardly, "You're here." Finishing what you two started, I said. She's all yours. Jess hissed at him. I told you not to come right now. Ryan blinked. You said it. I said drop it off later. I turned back to the U-Haul. That's the thing about secrets, I said. They rarely stay on schedule. Boxes stacked. Checklist complete. The last item was my guitar. She followed me to the truck one last time. Tom, please. This can't be how we end. I paused at the truck door. Jess, we ended the moment you turned me into a backup plan. Her eyes welled up. Maybe real, maybe performative. Honestly, I didn't care anymore. This is me choosing not to stay where I'm not respected. Then I got in and shut the door. The engine roared. Jess faded in the rearview. Marco reached over and turned on the radio. Where to next, he asked. Anywhere but here. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. It was her. I never thought you'd actually leave. I thought I had time to fix it. I didn't reply. Because love doesn't die in fire, it dies in erosion. And she'd worn it down, one lie at a time. Moving out hurt less than I thought. It was the stillness afterward that hit hardest. No toothpaste already squeezed from the middle. No laundry fights. No passive-aggressive likes on her ex's photos. But also no shared coffee, no random foot brushes under the blanket. Just silence. And silence can echo. I stayed on Marco's couch for the first week. Then I found a one-bedroom near the lake, small, clean, unfurnished, and mine. The first night there, I sat cross-legged on the floor eating takeout, no furniture in sight, just the soft hum of traffic outside. And I cried. Not for Jess. For the version of me that bent over backward trying to be enough for someone who treated love like a backup plan. I cried for the late nights I spent wondering if I was paranoid. For the small moments I justified, excused, ignored. And for the damn wedding Pinterest board I never got to see through. A few weeks later, she texted again. Can we talk? I miss you. This time she used her real number. No burner, no game. Just 3 sentences. I stared at it for a while. Not out of temptation, out of curiosity. Who was I back then? Who am I now? Then I deleted the text. No reply. No drama. Healing wasn't about her. It was about me not needing a reply to find peace. I started writing. Not about her, but about myself. Things I'd learned, ignored, survived. My therapist called it reclaiming the narrative. Some notes from that journal. If you feel the need to snoop, the trust is already broken. Loyalty means nothing without clarity. The person who laughs at the idea of losing you was never afraid to. Silence is powerful when used for boundaries, not punishment. A few months later, Lexi, Marco's friend who helped with the move, sent me a screenshot. Jess had posted a cryptic Instagram story. Some people just walk away like you meant nothing. Like 3 years were disposable. Lexi captioned it. She still doesn't get it. That was the first time I laughed about it. Not bitterly. Just free. It came out of nowhere. I was grocery shopping. Debating peanut butter brands. Then halfway home I realized I hadn't thought about Jess once all day. Not even subconsciously. No anger. No hurt. Just peace. That's how I knew I'd healed. Not when I stopped remembering. But when I stopped reacting. Epilogue. She asked, "What are you gonna do, break up with me?" She asked that with a laugh. Because she thought the quiet ones never walk. But the truth is, the quiet ones already packed while you were laughing. They already printed receipts while you were texting he doesn't suspect anything lol. They already planned a new life without you. One with peace, with boundaries, and without betrayal. She thought I'd fight for her. I fought for me instead.